We are back again, Vocal Dialect Podcast. I am Knowledge Born 7. I am here with my partner in crime, Kenwato Akil. I'm also here with my good brother, T. Shaka Sankofa of the Street Law Soldiers, as well as my brother Gerald Moore of the Street Law Soldiers. This is our first show, 2026, and we're going to be speaking about current events, hot topics, and doing a little recap of what happened in 2025. A lot has happened publicly, privately, politically. It's been a lot going on. So we're going to hop right into it, y'all. We're going to hop right into it. Our first show, 2026.
Hey. Before we start the show, we had reached our goal right at the end of the year. The last few days of December. So we hit our mark. We're at 516 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? We just want to say thank y'all to the people that support us, that's been down with us. Support us even more because now we're on the road to 1,000. Help us get 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Peace.
And the calling numbers 202-294-7831.
Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm going to drop it in the chat.
I do want to thank everybody that helped us out last year, all our guests and everything. I do want to thank these two brothers as well, brother Shaka, brother Gerald. Being solid. And you guys go and support T Shaka saying Kofi on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? We always mention his name. That's the brother. And I also want to give condolences to our brother Shaka for losing his mom. And not just that, he's still been, toughing it out. He's still been consistent in everything, even doing his own show, and that takes a lot. It takes a lot of strength to do that. And we thank the brother, you know what I'm saying? And we definitely, give him straight up condolences for the loss of his mom, man. Losing a mom is some major. It's nothing light. Him and his mom was close. So shout out to our brother. We give him flowers on the show right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do. And that's how we're supposed to do it to our brother, General Shaka, T. Shaka saying code for the Street Law Soldiers. Before us to recap, hot topics, current event, lot going on. Well, the 4-5, President 4-5, he back. I don't think he never went nowhere. It's like Batman and Robin around here. And now he wants Greenland. He so-called has Venezuela. A lot going on. Deporting Nigerians, deporting I forgot. Deporting a lot of people, as many as he can. ICE is doing what they do in the streets. It seems like that they are President 4-5's personal assassin crew, because that's what they're doing. They're going out, assassin. We know the European had passed away in Minnesota. I'm not gonna say her name, but yeah, she passed away. But they made that a public thing. But this particular group, ICE, these three letters, always the three-letter groups, have already unalived some people before her. I don't know why this is getting such major attention, but it is. But anyway, a lot has happened. A lot has transitioned just in the early part of his presidency. We have to look at the whole thing in a whole nutshell. We have to get into what's going on overseas. We have to look at what's going on for us foreign affairs. We have to look at what's going on locally. I was one of those ones who did not like to move on a lot of things locally. I just didn't know the power that it has. I will say that. But I challenge everyone, get into your local government. See what's going on locally before you try to move to this political arena as far as government-wise. Know what's going on in your city, your state, your township. See what they're trying to plant, grow, and build in your city. Go to those meetings. The meetings are very important. That's where you're going to be heard at. That's where you're going to say yay or nay, and that's where you're definitely going to be able to voice your opinion and put your foot down if it's something that does not agree with you spiritually, ethically, et cetera, et cetera. I'm gonna pass it, and you guys go ahead. I'm gonna upload the images.
So what's been going on out in this world, Brother Jim?
Well, the thing I can say, like we was talking earlier before we came on, that I was talking about the fact that the Second and the Fourth Amendment has been ratified to a point where now, but I don't want people going, I don't want to encourage people to actually go out and provoke officers, because I'm getting ready to say something about what the court decision was, and it was 9-0, stating the fact that they can't just stop you with traffic stops or detain you without probable causes, and they can't do that stop and search, which is now against the law. And they sent it down to the smaller courts in order for them to also litigate some of the court cases that they have that particularly pertain to those particular rules.
When did they pass this?
I think it was today or yesterday. I didn't actually look at it, but I kept looking at it because they had this one with Bond versus Felix, where it was a cop that stopped him on a traffic stop, and he unalived the young fella while at the traffic stop and shot him twice. But what he did was he jumped up on the cop because the guy was trying to speed off. He was going to speed off, and the cop killed him. But what they're looking at, at one period of time, they said that within the framework of 2 seconds, that officers react, where they saying that they was in fear of their life. At one period of time, they didn't look what led up to it, because sometimes those things can escalate to those points. But this time around, what they're doing is they're saying is that you got to look at everything before that happened, instead of just the last 2 seconds where the officer can claim or proclaim the fact that they was in fear of their life. But as I said before, don't take it literally at his word. If you figure you have to consult a counselor to find out that, don't just take it upon yourself to go out there and agitate a situation and tell an officer that you can't do that. Because I mean, it's the same thing with the young lady Good.
Yeah.
When you think about that particular situation, after me seeing the actual film of it, that young lady, when she turned the car she was turning to her right and trying to get away from the officer because the officer was pulling on her door, but she had an officer that was in front of her that she could have possibly hit. I'm not trying to validate what he did, but in the same token, we don't know how we would have reacted if somebody was turning the car to hit and they was turning it, because you don't know when with a car, unless you turning it full circle. If you turn it a certain way, it's gonna hit, it'll hit you. The back may even hit you. So I mean, the officer could have been in fear. And we don't know how with them automobiles what can possibly transpire from being hit, bumped, mauled, or whatever. But that dude was kind of a little too far out to be for someone to actually do something like that anyway. She could have stopped and locked her door in her car and kept the windows up. I don't see why she drove off, but what particularly knowledge brought out that I'm a little appalled at is the fact that this is getting a lot of attention, but they have others in our communities where that took place, and it's pushed to the side. So
yeah, I was just about to mention that. I mean, I don't mean to sound cold. Should we care?
Yeah.
I don't mean to sound cold, but should we care?
Mm-hmm.
No, he asking the question: should we care about the situation that took place?
Us as brothers and sisters.
No,
we doing it like we do everything else. I know I am. I'm sitting back out of it. When we was going through all that, nobody sympathized with us.
I'm gonna say this. One, we should not care. Two, I don't like the fact that it happened. 3, if you watch a video, there was a retired expert that broke that video down, and 2 mistakes he made. He stepped in front. He stepped in front of her vehicle. They said another mistake he made was it was something else he did though. But the whole thing of it is when these people come into office or any type of political, any type of public office, they have to take oaths and they have to follow code of ethics. And the main thing for us them is dealing with the code of ethics. They're supposed to be able to de-escalate a situation. That situation was not de-escalated, not any shape, form, or fashion. The expert got on the show and said the first mistake he made was stepping in front of the car. And then, oh yeah, that was the second thing they trained him to do, to keep themselves out of as much danger as possible. They say he should have been on the side of that vehicle at all times.
Hey, Christopher Witt made a comment. He said because she's a European and she's a part of the LGBT community, so that's why it's going crazy in all the states.
That might be the case, but now Mr. 45 has said any ICE agent is going to be what's the word I'm looking for? They're not going to get in trouble for so-called breaking the law or so-called doing things disorderly or whatever. Even if they shoot, even if they unalive someone,
but particularly are the ICE agents actually trained? Are they actually trained for those? Go ahead.
For what I heard and saw on TV, these are supposed to be some of these ones who lead. They have different, I guess, groups, and the ones that lead them, the leader's supposed to be a trained agent, a lead agent. So,
well,
they sure got enough money from the president to be able to train 170 million. That's enough to train them.
Yeah. So what people are saying is that he is weaponizing these groups against the public.
Yeah.
And if you look at that, and Shaka knows this too, when you weaponize military against civilians, that is an act of martial law, because in the movement of martial law, you are putting the military against regular people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when AR-15s and assault rifles come into public, it's something going on. Simple as that. And that's what they have going on. I understand trying to deport people who don't have right paperwork, but there are a lot of other ways that you can do that besides doing what they are doing right now. There are a lot of different ways you can do that besides what they are doing right now. One of the 5 forms of government, I've often said this many a times, is called anarchy. One of the 5 forms of government is anarchy. It seems like these particular institutions have to keep up a level of chaos in order to have this perfect government. Every president is a puppet in a pawn. Each one keeps up a level of chaos. Each one goes to war. There's always controversy. There's always BS going on. East wing, west wing, left wing, right wing, all these wings, man, they all part of the same wing. It's the same bird.
Yeah.
Same bird.
It's called organized chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Called organized chaos. And what we should do as a people, and I've said this publicly, is our people should take their black asses home. Keep your black ass in the house. You know, it has nothing at all to do with us. This is a psyop, you know, based on the resuscitation of the Rainbow Army. This is exactly what this is about because Trump has shut them down for the last 2 years. And so it took a situation like this, a lesbian Neanderthal, to ignite this entire, army of sexually dysfunctional and sexually deformed minded individuals called the Skittles military. And they never mentioned anything about the brother Keith Porter, who was shot and killed in Northridge, California, New Year's Eve. You hear nothing about that whatsoever, And so why should we always, and we have a habit of this jigabooing and this cooning and this Stockholm syndrome shit, where every time something happens to somebody else, we want to be the first ones to be crashing out and being crash dummies for people who don't give a damn about us. Now, they've been killing us and lynching us forever. Police terrorism has been on.
That's right. That's right.
No Venezuela, no Greenland. Nobody has came to our aid and stood by our side. But yet, we sit and sympathize, with our oppressors. We need to allow them to clash. We need to allow them to clash, period. Because now they're begging for us to side with them. And you even had black people talking that bullshit about we need to be side by side with these people.
Yeah, because we believe in their system.
ICE agents, if they're not sent here, these ICE agents, man, when you look at the if you go deep into this rabbit hole about these devils, they have no social skills whatsoever, man. These are trained killers, and the black community is the opposition. They are occupying the black communities. They are inflicting trauma to our children, where it looks like a scene from Ruby Bridges, going into a so-called segregated school with the military National Guards escort. Looks like something out of the 60s when our children are going to the school in the morning, and the first thing they have to see is a Neanderthal, a whole bunch of savages, Cro-Magnon, Albinoid motherfucking National Guards and ICE with all these assault weapons, hand grenades, occupying our communities like it's a war zone. And our people being held prisoner in their own community. Now, nobody looks into how these little children are traumatized and affected, by the presence of these devils. And so we have to take a deeper look into this, and then you got people, Jasmine Crockett and all these people are shedding tears, feeling sorry for the oppressors. We gotta be a
shock because we believe in their system. We believe in the system.
That's right.
Not people like us.
That's right, Ken.
And we had this conversation yesterday over the phone. We need to leave these people alone, but it's too many of us that's not going to leave these people alone.
You know what it is? Shaka, right? It's too many of us that are nosy.
And this is energy that has been passed on through generations, because we've had ancestors that had this same mentality, this same Stockholm syndrome, this same banjo playing, tap dancing in the dirt with no shoes at the plantation type mindset. We had that back then, and that energy has been passed on to today. The only difference from yesterday and today is the house nigga is on front porch of the master's house, buck dancing, and today's coon wears a necktie, passes basketball, raps, twerks. It's the same energy. It's the same energy.
And you know what, Shaka, was back like in the 60s and I guess some 70s too. We had sports entertainers and music entertainers that was willing to rebel against the system. We don't even have that today. Name somebody who rebelling against the system that's entertainment now.
Well, we've allowed, Malcolm said it in the 60s, man, and we've allowed comedians, clowns, buffooneries, and singers to become our leaders. You know, when we went from Malcolm X to Jamal Bryant, Al Sharpton, and Ben Crumpcake, and all these other jigaboos, that.
But what I'm saying is, like back, I take people like Muhammad Ali. I can say Jim Brown. I can see the brothers who are protesting. Was they 68?
Yeah, they were supporting Ali.
John Carlos and Tommy Smith.
You you had people that's gonna rebel against the system. We don't even have a few people today. We don't have nobody who like name an entertainer or a sports figure in this day and age that's gonna rebel against the system.
Yeah, but you know, right of this juncture in how far we are, where we only touched the surface of actually with the presidency of the United States being in office, which you only been there now, what, about a year and a month.
You like that, Jerry? I know you like that, Jerry.
Well, nah, but I'm just saying we're gonna have to understand that with us as Black folks, we got to understand, man, it ain't nothing we haven't endured at all. It's nothing we haven't endured. As you all picked certain subjects where you talked about us being murdered, castrated, hung, set ablaze, whole cities of us been put up underwater. You can take Echo, you can take Tusker, Oklahoma,
the whole city of Philadelphia in the mid.
Central Park that's in New York. We can go on and on. I mean, there's nothing that they can do. And Shaka said it in the beginning. And the main thing about it, stay your ass home, man. Stay out of them ICE agents' way. Let them do what they're gonna do. The main thing of it is that these people are going through what we went through, and now they need us to stand out there to be alongside them to support them. I wouldn't support you if my life depended on it. Let them fight that. Let them fight the fight we have. Now that it's happening to them, they don't like it. And they wondering where we at. We ain't taking that no more. We know what the burden was like. Let you be burdened with it now and see what we went through. And they still, and so now they should be able to say, we're gonna give y'all reparations. But they not.
Nope.
They're never gonna
see?
That's not gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen. Look,
tell me about
you're gonna have to take it. You will have to take it.
Yeah.
You have to take it just like they took this land from us. You're gonna have to take it. And this is the part where we want to grab these religious texts and we come up with these thousands and thousands of excuses and justifications for not standing up. We have no smoke for these people. Just like this particular killing with this Neanderthal woman. You know, now they're rallying, they're in all these states rallying and doing this and making all this noise against Trump and ICE and all this shit. But then when it happens to us, you know, the first thing they come up with the excuses, well, you know, he should have done this. He should have followed this. He shouldn't have jumped out the car. He shouldn't have did this. He shouldn't have did that. You know, but when it's them, you know, when it's them, it's a whole different ball game. And this is the piece that we gotta understand, man, and begin to understand what we're up against, man. Things will never change until we change them. And the way there has to be a process. The house slave has to be eliminated. Period. Those are the ones who enforce the system of tyranny and so-called white supremacy in this country. You know, the Byron Donalds, the Tim Scotts, and all of these individuals, Cory Booker and them, all of these James Clyburn and the whole enchilada of those that have been handpicked, you know, to protect the system of global racism and white supremacy, man. That has to be the first thing. Second, it has to be the unification of us as a people. You know, as long as they have us where they want, and they pay certain so-called conscious individuals. That's why I'm not a part of nobody's conscious community. And they pay them to go against each other. They have nothing to worry about, long as we got smoke for one another. And who, the Moors are the original people, and the Hebrews, as long as they got us at odds with each other and muster enough smoke for one another based on written documents by the oppressor. All these documents are written documents designed to keep us in social control and spiritual paralyzation, man. And it has been effective for centuries until the unification of us as a people began, and we take the fear. We take the fear of our oppressors out of our hearts and be willing to stand up once and for all. Nothing will change. And you can write all the letters to Congress and all. And I think that's just a waste of time. I think it's a waste of time to sit up there and think they're going to pass some law to give us some bread or give us some land. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because you can never, and Elijah Muhammad said it in Message to the Black Man, you can never reform the devil. You can never reform the devil. And once we understand this, black and white devils, Venezuelan devils, Russian devils, Nigerian devils. I mean, once we understand this, because some of our people don't want change, man, because they are extremely comfortable in their captivity. They are comfortable. And if we get involved with this shit, and they're provoking us, and they're using paid protesters to provoke us to get involved with that. And what happens? We have a history of every time we get involved and link up with any people on any injustices, what is the end result? We always go to jail. We always get killed. We always get and this is what's going to happen. This is a trick to put black men specifically that are already angry from oppression, depression, and suppression, and poverty, unemployment, mass incarceration, drugs, gun violence, gang banging, sexual molestation in the community, lack of education, no vocational skills. And you put them with all that rage and anger, and you put them in the crowd, and they're setting them up to put them in prison labor camps for the rest of their life doing cheap prison labor. And we cannot allow our young brothers and sisters to fall for this trap, because this is one of the plans and traps that they have set up for us in our communities. This is why most of these protesters, a lot of them are paid. A lot of them are paid to agitate the black community, to encourage them to get involved and meet early demises or long-term incarcerations, which will further incinerate the black family structure.
Hey, let me ask you a question. So we had a discussion yesterday as far as like entertainers, like we support our entertainers, right? We support it. What's the boss? We supported Mayweather. We supported Nicki Minaj and all this stuff. We supported Lil Wayne. You know what I'm saying? So they get to a certain point and they turn on us. I was explaining like what Nicki Minaj had supported with that Charlie Kirk movement. I forgot the name of the movement. What's the name of that movement?
The mega movement.
Yeah,
no, it's not mega. It's not mega. It's
I forgot the name of
the
movement.
America.
Turning Point.
Turning Point. Yeah,
the Turning Point.
Yeah.
Okay. So you made all this money, Black Dollar, we supported you. We went to your concert. So you get to a certain point and you got now support our enemy. And it's a lot of them that do that.
But it's a trap. It's set up like that. Let's take a look at the individuals you just mentioned. Let's take Nicki Minaj for
I
example.
don't even know none of them songs. Nicki Minaj, none of them.
Lil Wayne,
but
look,
see, her situation.
Lil Wayne said that, I say, before, hold on. A few years back, 5, 6, 7 years ago, Lil Wayne said he never witnessed racism.
Yeah, he did. I remember hearing
man.
it.
I mean, come on,
He
man.
has, man. So you see,
Yeah,
this is what they do to him. Nicki Minaj.
Right.
See, they already knew that, her brother was incarcerated for being a pedophile, and her husband is a sex offender. See, and she's not even from here. See, they use these people that are not from here. Byron Donalds, who is half from, his mother's from Trinidad, and he's from he's from another country. They use these people. Kamala Harris. They use all of these people. And when you talk about the entertainers, see, Lil Wayne came out the gate smoking. They let him go double, triple platinum. But they also know that he's a dope fiend. They also know that he's a dope fiend. He drinks that lean and all this shit. You see how terrible he looks because the soul is being ripped apart. Mm-hmm. And they have these dossiers, they have these files on these individuals, just in case, like they do our shop, just in case, when they ever decide that they're going to stand up, they're going to open the files on them, And so they do all of them. Look what they did to Diddy. Look what they did to R. Kelly. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They knew these people were sexually perverted, man, from the get, because they did it to them. They
opened the file. They opened the file on R. Kelly.
Yeah, they was backing R. Kelly and them.
Yeah.
They ain't get the ones at the top. They just got somebody that can take the fall for it.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's only because he sued that liquor company.
But to make it appear to be fair, the whites used Harvey Weinstein as their sacrificial lamb. So it wouldn't appear that they're just targeting black people.
Mm-hmm.
So they used one of their main sources, Harvey Weinstein, knowing he's sick. He may not make, he's really ill medically, and they throw him away. To use him as a scapegoat to make it appear that they play all across the board fair. So now they got R. Kelly and more are going in. More are going in. Snoop Dogg, they set him up. And they allow him to do porn movies and all that. They get these files on them and keep them in check. Who do you know is a gangbanger, a known gangbanger in LA that can crip walk halftime at the Super Bowl in front of 800 million people and not be a part of the system? All of them are, man. And they use them. This is what Malcolm was talking about. Lena Horne, Dick Gregory, they use all of them. And Malcolm was saying they use these clowns. But the ones that stood up, like Billie Holiday, Nina Simone, Stokely Carmichael, and others, they were exiled. They were imprisoned because they refused to drink the conservative white supremacist Kool-Aid.
Well, I want to say this. Go ahead, Ken.
No, I just want that goes back to what I was saying. We talking about unity. You see all this separate. It's too much going on with us to even be unified. And if we can't be unified, you know what I'm saying? This is gonna continue to happen to us. It's my opinion. We too
symbolism replace substance. This current president excels at optics. The black cabinet members, Juneteenth holiday, the rhetoric about equality, these so-called historical firsts of doing anything, but the symbolism does not change the material condition. What happens? Meaningful change. We're not getting no meaningful change. Simple as that. You got You got the black household wealth gap. You got black ownership. You got police accountability, mass incarceration, just like Shaka said, which was turned apart the urban infrastructures. All urban infrastructures are decaying. So they so-called decaying, so now they so-called gentrifying. And then the access to real capital is impossible, especially for black businesses. We have been misrepresented. We don't have no strong presentation, and without the correct power, it's just ludicrous. All we doing is nothing. It just look dumb. The whole economic policy be hitting these communities last, man. When you know when economics are recovered, and for African Americans to recover last or least, we falling behind, and then we keep going to this puppery. You know what I'm saying? All this puppet stuff. Like Shock and Gerald said, stay at home. This is not your fight. Stay, because no one has helped you.
It ain't gonna happen because a lot of us believe in this system, man. That's the problem. We believe in an American way. That ain't gonna happen, man. What do black people own as a whole?
Nothing.
Or they trying to take that away from them? Because y'all think down there where y'all at,
I can remember growing up. At least we had black grocery stores and laundromats and stuff. The farmers own all this stuff now. What do we own as a people?
The only thing we have is problems.
Man, we had black everything.
That's it. Because see, right, we got
the only thing we have is problems.
Yeah, he said the only thing we have is problems. We have to stop being emotionally loyal. We are very emotionally loyal. We got to stop being economically and electorally dangerous. We doing it to ourselves. Power only responds to unity and risk. One thing I said before, we are afraid to die as a people. Because all these other leaders stood up and they knew they were going to die. But if then, like Shaka said, there are happy people on the plantation. It's just like the movie Matrix. The guy was like, he was ready to go back into the Matrix. He missed the taste of steak to just do something dumb and mess up Zion. It's the same scenario. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of happy. It's a lot of happy people.
I can tell you.
Take that what you said. Now, you remember Morpheus when he was talking to Neo, when he was telling him about the fact that he was saying you'll be here and you're going to be here for a while. And he said, this is all they want you to be.
A battery, energy.
A battery, energy.
Energy.
That's the thing we don't need to give them. And I've said it again, and I said it last year. Don't give them your energy.
Now, what I said,
all they want from us is our energy.
We emotionally loyal. I thought about this when all of us got off our talk the other night. Us as a people are emotionally loyal.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Of course. Yeah. I can tell you one way we could obtain power. Stop shopping with these people. Make a sacrifice to stop shopping with these people.
That ain't gonna work.
I know my whole point. My whole point. Hey, Chuck, remember I forgot the conversation we had about 4 months ago. And I said, man, I think we doomed. You were like, no, we not. I still feel the same way because we gonna be doomed unless we unite and organize and you know what I'm saying, get ourselves together. Like, I don't see it at this point. I don't.
When you talk about doom, I mean I wouldn't be that drastic with it. I think when and I know Shock to talk, but Shock, I don't even remember Shock to talk saying we be doomed.
But what are we gonna do? What are we doing about our situation?
This is what we're gonna do, and me and Shock kind of talked about it, Ken. The fact of it is that we keep looking at, see, the thing of like when I say energy, see, they have to have us to be involved.
Yeah, you're right.
So we have to get involved in order for their system.
Yeah, yeah.
We have to be involved.
They need our energy. They need our
to
energy
grow.
to
Now,
survive.
some of these, as I said, the crypto,
We need the energy. They
they
need
need.
our
I'm gonna tell you
energy.
what. I'm explaining.
Go ahead, brother Jill. I think he on the phone call.
He froze. I'm gonna say this: we got to stop begging
And know how to utilize it. If you
you froze, Joe. You froze, Joe. Repeat what you said. You had froze.
Oh, I said they want you to take cryptocurrency is one of them. When you talk about cryptocurrency and the way they want you to utilize it, they have to train you, and they just can't say, "Oh, here go cryptocurrency to use it." People don't know how to use it. It's just like AI. When you look at AI, people don't know how to use it; they just using it. It just like we was having a conversation about going on there, and they have books on it. They have books on computers, but there's no books on AI. They just say going to AI is a program. And programs is what somebody's going to sit down, actually critique the program, and then they can tell you about it. Because somebody invented it. Nobody came up and took a car and say, oh, yeah, here's a book, I'm going to build the car. No, they built the car, and then they organized the book to go along as a manual for the car. But people saying, as I said before, don't give them that energy. Do not submit to what they giving to you. They're saying, here it is. This is how they glorified to you. It's just like the infomercials. Remember them infomercials used to come on? The guy ran away to England or Paris. Man, that's all that stuff is, man. That's all it is. They got us so programmed, so systematically programmed. We can't do nothing without some sort of apparatus. If it's not the telephone, it's not the iPod, it's not the laptop, it's not the desktop, something we have to have the user. Now they say, here we go, we're going to offer these things to you. And guess what? Then you create a smart city from it, because guess what? They got your energy. We are the Wi-Fi system. We are the Wi-Fi system.
Yeah.
We are the Wi-Fi system. We are the algorithm. We all of
exactly.
That,
we make the world evolve.
Yeah, and see, we got to realize this: power is built, not gifted.
There you go.
Right.
You said it.
Power is built, not gifted.
Thank you. You said it.
Shaka has pointed that too. Power is built. We got to stop asking. Stop begging.
Yeah.
And then we have to control these so-called we have to teach ourselves to be more power literacy. One is economics. Two is the law. Three is the media. Like before, we was just talking before we even started the show about publicity and how this guy, all he focused on was bad publicity. Because bad publicity is good publicity. It's all publicity. We were just talking about that. It kind of blew my mind a little bit, because I'm checking out the video, and dude was he giving facts about it. Media manipulation is key one. Media manipulation is key one. Media multi-ethnic destruction in America. We have to take away the fear. False evidence appearing real, and then we have to get into a lot of political negotiation. We got to stop taking commitments. Stop saying, okay, Governor so and so, we're gonna take your commitment that you're gonna do this, and here go $10 million from our people, or you're gonna get all the black churches in this area vote. No, man. Ignorance is most expensive. It's the most expensive tax. We paying for it. Our ignorance is the most expensive tax. We paying for that, man. We losing. We losing so bad, man. It's crazy. But
we might be losing, but we're not. It's not over.
No, it's not.
It's not over. It's not over.
If that was the case, if that truly was the case, we wouldn't be having this live for one. Right. We just have to we have to go all out and at least be the small flame that's going to ignite the fire for the next generation. If they don't have nothing to build on, and I agree with Ken to a certain point, to a high degree, to be exact, that we're doomed. I'm talking about specifically this generation. We are so infested and so infected and so dismantled that hope is slim to none. But there are many of us out here who are putting in work, and that will be the small flame that's needed, just going to light the powder keg for the next generation, because they are coming. They are coming. All about that next generation is not all sleep. Right? What most of them, what they're trying to do when it comes to cryptocurrency and all these other things, AI, they are being acute students at this stuff. They are actually studying the war plans of the oppressor, and they're learning how to combat this stuff. But they need something. They need some shoulders to stand on, and we are those shoulders. And so,
yeah.
And it may not appear like it's a whole lot of us, but it is. It's a lot of people we don't even know that are willing to stand up. But as a result, and that goes back to the coon, that goes back to the sellout, that goes back to Black misleadership, that our people over time have had people posing as Black leadership that have been collaborating with our enemies for so long that it has lowered the confidence level in the Black community, and they've lost faith in Black leadership.
Yeah,
but
lost a lot of hope.
You know, initially what I was saying though, I guess I didn't I mean, I think I generalized it, but this is what when you said, and Shaka touched on it once again, Shaka touched on it, when he's saying being infected. Y'all know they're getting ready to build them data centers for the computers that have mass data. Now down in Georgia, they already started. They putting these people out. They running these people out of part of Georgia. I wish I could remember the exact area or the location. But when you're talking about data centers, that where Elon Musk is talking about putting inducing robots into the system, you all please somebody explain to me. And they said money will become to no value. Now, if you got robots doing a job, what's the use of money? Because you ain't got to pay nobody, because there's nobody around to pay if the robot is capable of doing the job. And when you're running machines that are doing things, what the good are people going to be used for? They use it as fuel. There's no reason for them.
Look at the core issue.
And
they building the data communities in our communities, not in their communities, in our community. And you can't breathe when them things are, when them data centers are built. You can't even open up the windows because we know how it is to smell electric. And when you're smelling a vast conglomerate of that sort of fume that's coming off of that, man, come on, you can't survive it. I mean, come on, they did that to us in a third way when they was doing it, talking about the corporation, when the corporation was polluting the waters and people was coming up with cancer and everything. They haven't stopped doing that. I don't know why people we so not profound with this. We keep forgetting this. I'm telling you, we're gonna go back to where it was. All this stuff is gonna crash. You're gonna go back to where it was, where you was living on a bartering system. You would trade a t-shirt with that person trades something with them. They help you with something. That's what we're gonna get back to. And if you think I'm lying, just watch, wait, and see.
You're right, because before you said that, I was about to say, shit, that stuff gonna mess around and malfunction. Then what we gonna do?
It is gonna malfunction. Let me tell you. Let's go deeper. Let's go a little deeper. The reason that they are receiving the information in the DNA that people overlook every single day is through child and sex trafficking. You know, they taking the DNA and they taking genetic makeup from child and sex trafficking and organ harvesting to feed into this system, into these data systems. This is why these robots are able to dance like us and do all that. Comes from the DNA of us.
Yeah.
You know, so if we eliminate them having access to us, you know, on that level, you know, that will put a freeze on a lot of things. But they'll come up with, this is what they'll do when there's no more, when we stop all child and sex trafficking and organ harvesting. Our people are so infected and so programmed and so colonized, they'll get in line. This is why they have these plasma centers and all this stuff sitting in these communities, man. You know, they'll up the ante. They'll give you $300-400 for that plasma because that's what they are putting into these data systems. There's no way you can make a robot that can dance like Michael Jackson if it doesn't have a melanated DNA and the molecular structure, you know, of us. So we're really going to be fighting us, but it's just going to be in a mechanical form. You know, this is why they had that white rock group that people slept on. It was called Rage Against the Machines.
Yeah,
you know, and even in the Terminator, they fought against the machines. They fought against the machines. And this is what we have to be prepared for. That's why when Gerald was talking about the data systems, man, they're building them everywhere because they have plans, because as us in the community, we're so goddamn selfish, you know, and we're allowing our babies and we're allowing organ transplant and funeral homes are selling out our dearly departed, selling their organs and giving it to Revlon and Elon Musk and Tesla and all these other corporations to keep these machines functioning at a level where they'll have the same strength as us. They'll have the same strength as us. And so, you know, this is why I'm saying, man, this the next generation, a lot of them are studying this. I'm not saying no HBCUs, not them, because they still teaching our children how to, you know, Greek stomp and praise these white Greek gods and all. They you know, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the same people,
the streets,
like the movie they cloned Tyrone. At the end, it was them gangbangers that went to that cloning center and destroyed it. It wasn't no college educated HBCUs. It wasn't no Michael Earl Dyson's, and it was the average black man on the street, black man and woman. They mounted up and they destroyed the cloning centers. And so when we look at that, take an in-depth look at that and not be feared by that. We cannot have fear. And the key word is, you know, and I always hear y'all say it all the time, not being afraid to be an ancestor. You know, if you're going to be an ancestor, be with dignity.
That's right. It's going to be a lot of us ancestors.
Let history record your greatness, man, for the next generation to feed off of, man. When they read about the Captain Geralds and the knowledges and Ken Watt, when they read about that, you know, to give them inspiration and to let them know that the investigative research that they have been doing, trying to figure some shit out, that we laid it out for them. And it's just a blueprint on how to continue to battle these people, man, on all levels.
That's all it is, the blueprint. Before we end the show, you guys go ahead and give your last remarks.
Nobody wanted to call in?
Nobody want to call in, man. We losing our rootlessness. We have become docile. Go ahead and give your last remarks, people. I mean, fellas.
Yeah, well, what I say is that as a people, let's just be kind of vigilant and be a little more cognizant of what's actually taking place around us. Don't look at things superficially Look at them for what they are, because if you miss it and you're not that discerning, you're gonna be affected by it. And what these systems are, they viruses. That's exactly what they are. And if you feel that you ain't gonna be poisoned by it, then you got another thing coming. The only way you're gonna alleviate these things away from you is that you have to stop getting mesmerized by them or fascinated with them, because they're nothing but machines. That's all it is. It's a machine. And if you give a machine energy, and Chopper said it, what you're giving them energy, and I said it from the form, we are the charge of it. And it's not only that they want your bio, they want your melanin. Melanin is hard to come by from what Black folks have. So the thing of it is as I would say, please, please be aware.
I want to say one thing, piggyback off what you said earlier. Yeah, you're right. You're right, because they need our energy to get them to live. You know, they parasites. So yeah, we ain't going nowhere. It's just that, man, we as people, we gotta stand up, man. I mean, we need to put aside our differences, man. That's the only way we gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? I could say something that you don't believe in, you don't believe in. But we could talk about it. But for a movement, we need to get past all that BS, man. If not for us, for our kids and grandkids at this point. They the babies, our grandkids are the babies. That's the way I look at it. Thank y'all. And also thank y'all once again for helping
Somebody
us.
calling, man.
Oh, well, go ahead. Accept the
Go
call.
ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Can y'all hear me?
Can y'all hear?
A little.
A little bit.
Let me let you. Go ahead, brother. Let me know when y'all can hear. Come on, brother.
Hey, peace, my brothers.
We can go ahead.
Yeah, brother.
We can hear Brother Ali, Brother Blackfoot.
And man, look, I love what y'all talking, because I love what y'all talking, man. We've been talking this all day right here. Me, Shaka, you know what I mean? Yeah, y'all can hear me?
We can
Yeah,
hear
you loud and clear, brother.
Yeah, you loud and clear.
Yeah. So, what Ken Wilder was talking about, hey, look, man, hey, brother, we need some heart, man. And, we come too far, our generation, we come too far, man. And what I see with a lot of people, man, it's fear, man. And in order to beat this system, man, like Ken Wilder was saying also, we got to come together. And like Malcolm said, put our petty differences away, brother. You know what I mean? We got to do this. That's the only way this thing gonna work. And to realize, man, that there's only one American, brother. Only one. And that's people, man, who look like us. Pale faces, man, they not Americans. Chinese, not Americans. Japanese, and all these other people that's over here in our land, they not Americans, man. And we allow them to call themselves Americans, and they not, man. This is real. So we gotta also, man, keep educating ourselves, man. And just like I got a book that's coming out. It's called Transitions, because that's all I've been doing is transitioning my life into different things. But what makes me transition is the more knowledge that comes my way. And you gotta be open-minded, man. You know what I mean? But I just want to say, man, look, everybody, man, keep Shaka in your prayers, man. Keep that brother uplifted like we've been doing. And we there for him, man, to the end.
That's right.
That's my man. 50 grand, brother.
That's right.
Love y'all.
Peace, brother.
Peace, brother, man. Peace.
Peace.
Appreciate you.
I want to say this, and then we'll end the show. We gotta start operating on moral authority. I'm tired of that. When the system is ran by leverage and threat, we not doing that. And all power moves when it's forced. We have to start forcing our power because we got a lot of power. If we energy, they need our energy, and we need to be unified. Our power needs to be forced. We need to force our power. Don't think you don't have no power because on the monopoly board, you still a token on the board, or they wouldn't have no board. Simple as that. It's kind of crazy though. We gotta get it together. 2025 was real disrespectful, but until we get some business about ourselves, it's gonna keep going that way. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead, King.
Piggyback off of that. I want to piggyback off what you said, man. Talked about this. This is a very low vibrational time right now. Sometimes I feel drunk, so we got to do things to raise our vibrations, man. Cause this is low. I mean, I feel it all in the atmosphere. I see the people that I interact with. I feel it. You know what I mean? It's draining, mentally draining out here. You know, and I'm not gonna lie. When I was talking to Brother Tiger, I really felt mentally drained. That's from all these low vibration that's in the atmosphere, man. You know. But anyway, man, y'all, I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, we got over 500. Help us get 1,000 subscribers this time. And y'all can also follow Vokal Dialect on Instagram, Facebook, as well as TikTok. Go head over to Brother T-Shock Sankofa page. He used to come on in the evenings. He haven't because of the situation, you know. But he come on in the evenings between 7:30, 8:30 p.m. EST Eastern Time. So go to his page right now if y'all have T-Shock Sankofa. Love y'all.
Peace.
Right. Peace.